Hello friends! So today we are going to be talking about, well, of course, crochet, but that you can make anything out of crochet. Now, what I mean by this is you can look at something or like a pattern or a picture of like a stuffed animal and you can make it. So here's my example. From Over the Garden Wall, the rock that Greg uses all the time as for his rock facts, I made up this pattern. And how I did this was I got my reference photo, which of course was the rock, and I made it as close as I could to it. Now you'd have to learn most of the stitches, which for this all I used was the magic circle, which how I made the entire body. And of course, as you can see, it's a little rough in the back, but that's okay. And single crochets is basically all I used for this entire thing. Now, I kept looking back at the reference, and now it's not going to be perfect, and that is okay. That's what I struggle with the most, is learning that it's okay that it's not perfect. Now, this might be hard for some people. It may not be. It may be something you don't worry about at all, and that's okay. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. But you can look at anything at all, from sharks to cartoons to regular nature when you're out and about and you're like, I want to do that. Or if you see something that you really want to crochet, but either you have to find a pattern, you have to buy it, and you can't afford it, which I have been there. But my one thing I say is you ask first and you make it your own, because then it wouldn't really count as stealing, right? And the reason you make it your own is so it means something to you. And what I mean by mean something to you is do it that makes you happy, makes you proud of the project. That's the entire reason I made Rock Facts, and because I was at an Over the Garden Wall event in Wolford. And so this made me really happy when I first made it, and this one is personally mine because it was the very first one I made, and I was so proud of it that I felt like I could make more, I could share it with other people for free, because I feel like everyone deserves to see amazing patterns. And I know people make a living off of that, and that's totally fine. You can make money off of them, but do what makes you happy. For me, making them and then saying, yeah, I'll make this as a pattern and give it out makes me very happy for what I make and just when I sell them in general. Because I want people to be like, well, I can crochet and I can crochet that better than you. Now, a lot of people might take that as, oh, they're being rude or they're just trying to discourage you from crocheting. But they are probably trying to get that, but you don't let them get that. Does that make sense? So what we would do, or what I would do personally, if someone has told me that, I would look at them and be like, okay, please go do it. Because that makes me so happy knowing that someone wants to do it, or is even saying that they would do it and they would do it better. And I'd say, send me a picture, because that is utterly amazing. Seeing other people's artwork is just amazing. Now, if someone's trying to be rude, they're just negative, and you'll have probably a whole bunch of people like that, or you won't. It just depends. If people are trying to be rude, kill them with kindness. That is always the number one thing. Don't ever lose yourself. Like, for me, I've been told that I could do better with my crochet, I need to get an actual job, or all this kind of stuff. But I'm in school, so it's really hard for me to get a job. Sorry, my cat is trying to steal my mushroom body that I'm crocheting. But don't let them discourage you from what you love doing. So I love to crochet, and that's the entire reason I made this channel, this small but beautiful community. It makes me happy. And so creating these things from yourself and anything in general. You can make huge stuffed animals that they sell at the stores and make some random person happy, or blankets that you give out, or whatever. But you making anything you want can bring joy to you, whoever you're giving it to, wherever you're selling it, whoever buys it. It makes someone's day. Even if you think, well, that's not perfect. But to someone's eyes, it's utterly amazing that you can do it. Spend that time, that energy, have that patience. But just know that it makes one person happy. And if you're like, well, I don't want to start a shop because I can't make anything, you have to start small. Knowing that you can make one small thing. Even making a chain. Just a chain. Be proud of that. You could even call it a worm and sell it. I mean, it's the time you give. It's the happiness you bring. But if you're thinking to yourself, I can't start my business because I'm too scared. What if I don't sell anything? I thought that at first. And I have just recently started selling my stuff. Now, I've been crocheting for a hot minute, but I've barely started selling it. So make it your goal to sell one thing to one person. And if you don't meet that goal, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, because there's always going to be a next one, and a next one, and a next one. You just have to keep going at it, and that's okay. No matter how many times you fall to the ground, you have to get up. Always, don't make your goals too big, or you make yourself so disappointed. So I make it each time, if I create something new. So I created earrings for my last market. 4 sets. My goal was to sell a set of earrings and to sell one of the other products that I had. And I also made mystery bag mushroom boys. So that might be coming out soon too, hint hint. But it's just the time and your confidence. That's the huge thing. You need to, even if you fake it, you can be an actor, and that's okay. It can be hard sometimes, but the hardships and the acting you do can make yourself more confident in the end. Now you may be like, well, my confidence is crap, and I can't do it. But you showing it off, sitting up straight and talking to someone or talking to a customer and feel free to feel everything on the table. That's your confidence saying, I'm proud of my projects to where I'm confident that they won't fall apart. And even if you're not, which at first I wasn't. And I was like, yeah, you can go ahead and touch them. I don't know. It's to be proud for what you show and for whatever you create. It's always you. And that's what it always goes back to. You can create literally anything. As long as it makes you happy. And as long as you're proud of it in the end. Now you may be like, it doesn't look good. You are your worst critic. And that's always the worst thing. I critique all of my stuff. Saying, oh, I could have fixed this. Or I could have fixed that. Oh, I need to redo it because it's so messed up. When it's not. It could be a really good piece. And I'd be like, I really want to trash it because it's not perfect. But that's okay. You have to take a breath and take a break. Even if it's for 10 minutes, a month, a week. But as long as you pick yourself back up and go back to doing what you actually loved to do, that's all that counts. But please know, you got this. You can do it. You can create your own business. You can push to your dreams. You can do whatever you want. But if this is the journey you want to go on with crocheting and stuff, Take that chance and take that leap. Know you got one supporter, and that's where it always starts. You have one person always cheering you on. You got this, my friends. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great time, and I hope you learned a lot. And I'll be posting again soon. Sorry for the delay and for the long, pause. School had just started for me, so, well, I hope you enjoyed, and always remember to stay creative. Bye-bye!